Good afternoon. Welcome to Bearbackers. We've got one more Bearbackers after this week for the fall semester. Just to put that on your radar this week and next week, and then we'll take a break during the holidays. All right, women's basketball. Sugar Bears played 2 games this past week. The Sugar Bears played at home versus Hendricks last Monday, winning 74-32. Bree Stevens and Shay Littleford both scored 14 points. Cheyenne Kemp added 13. Sugar Bears had 40 rebounds and 24 steals in the game and turned the Warriors over 36 times. Then on Saturday, the Sugar Bears went down to Little Rock for the Governor's I-40 showdown with the Trojans. Trojans won the matchup 57-48. Paris Santa Catarina had 9 points and 6 rebounds. Bree Stevens had 7 points and 13 rebounds. And Linda Manning had 10 points and 6 rebounds. This week, the Sugar Bears have just one game. On Saturday the 13th, down at Grambling State. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m. Let's hear from head coach Tony Kemper.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so about last week, I think our team did not have a great week last week. I guess setting up why I really think that. The start of the week started really, really good. Okay, so I think all these things happened Monday. Okay, we were the 45th team in the country in the net rankings. All right, so that's super hard to do. Your team has to be playing well, and even though it's early in the year, that's still a hard place to get to. But if you think about that, if you can stay somewhere in that mode, you're actually playing at the end of the year, possibly to not win your league tournament, and at least your name's going to be up there, and they're going to be saying you're first 4 out, last 4 in. Like you've played yourself into a position where all you got to do is win all your games, right? That's all you got to keep doing is doing what you're doing. So that happened. We started receiving votes last week in the mid-major top 25. So when you look at the mid-major top 25, like Gonzaga's in there, there's a lot of people, Coach was talking about money, spending a lot more money than the Sugar Bears to win at women's basketball. And you're right in the middle of all that on a national level, not just on what are we doing in the A-Sun. I think there was 4 schools ranked in the top 50 in the net. It was like Harvard, Davidson, Central Arkansas, Gonzaga. I mean, that was the 4. So it was all P4s, and we were in there. All right, and then Bree was the conference player of the week. All right, I think mostly because our team was playing really good. All right, so that was the starting point. And why I say we had a rough week. Like, we put ourselves in position to really be a mid-major team that people continue to talk about. And that's where we want to go. And we could see it from where we were at. All right? And then I thought we had, honestly, just not a great performance against Hendricks. If you were there, we basically just jacked threes. I mean, we would make one pass and jack 3. And we had made a lot of threes to that point in the season, but not playing like that, And it really didn't matter if I took timeouts and talked about that. Our team was obtuse, and they kept doing it, all right? So, got to win. We should have, okay? But I don't think we played particularly well. And then follow that up with going to UALR, which, I think when you get information, sometimes you don't understand what it is, right? Nick Saban says rat poison, right? Rat poison. We had a lot of rat poison. But I think at the same time, I also want to talk about it. Like, they put themselves in position that we want to try to attain. Like, go at people. Elevate your program, right? You got to talk about that if you're ever going to do it. Okay, so you do have to talk about it, but then you start looking at comparative scores and stuff of people that played UALR and us, and then you start thinking it's something that it's not, which it was always going to be a tough game. that for the last 2 decades, does anybody know how long Joe Foley was there? I have no idea. Long time. Let's go 20 years minimum. And now Coach Wiedauer's there. He was an assistant there. They're the same team. They do not let you score. It doesn't matter. They just don't let you score. And obviously we got off to a really good start down there and just couldn't sustain it. But that was a frustrating way to end the week for me. And I think our team too. Just how to learn, how to handle success and stay hungry and stay good, you know. So I think, you know, something that we're trying to do, and I knew this, is it duck season? Something that I knew our team would have to grow into is playing down the stretch of games. And we have multiple pieces that I really like. Not a lot of them have been in the situation where the ball is going to end up in their hands and it's going to be a middle ball screen and there's 32 seconds to go and we're going to win or lose it right here, you know. And I think we're trying to work through that right now as a team. We just got done working on it all morning. Very hard to work on in practice. It doesn't feel the same. You can do whatever you want. It's never the same. But I think working on it more, it's got to be able to help. But we've got to navigate end of games with more success. Defensive, you got to get defensive stops. And when you look at UALR, the biggest mistake defensively, they did not make a basket to beat us. They made the last 11 points were free throws. And you just can't do that. You cannot do that. So, you know, if you think about it from my standpoint, they didn't make a basket either. So we didn't make one, and they didn't make one, except we fouled them. So you've got to get better at that if you're our team. And so I think we've got a motivated group. They asked me, maybe Steve-O or somebody asked me after the game, you know, did they learn a lesson? I mean, I said, we'll see on Saturday. I mean, I get that question all the time. You never know till you play the next one. And you get in that situation, and did we learn? I don't know. We're about to find out. We do go to Grambling on Saturday. There'll be a tough game. That's typically one of the better teams in their league. Very athletic, be a tough place to play. We've got them, followed by more road games. So it doesn't get any easier for us. We needed to try to get the first one because we were in a good position to get it. And oftentimes, the other thing I talked about with the Little Rock game was, you know, we got to learn to reset our minds a little bit. You know, it was 18-5 at the end of the first quarter. So at that point, you think it's going to go pretty well. And then it gets a little harder. That's fine. Reset your line, steady, and then play again. We had multiple times to do that, including just, okay, it got to tied in the fourth quarter. So we did give up a 14-point lead. There's still 5 minutes to go, and you're on the road. It's okay. Like that's a position that coaches are okay with. We anticipate that. It's going to be hard to be in that situation. Now we got to win the last 5 minutes, and our team's got to grow in their ability to kind of set that line, reset that line when we need to, and get a little tougher. So I like the crew we have, and I think they can learn it. So that part's exciting. But we need a better week than we had last week. So, questions? Right on. Go Sugar Bears.
Men's basketball played 2 games this past week. First one was at home versus Little Rock. Bears got up early in that one and cruised to a big 85-47 win. Bears had 4 players scoring double digits for that one. Cam Hunter had 19, Ty Robinson had 15, Luke Moore 11, and Parker Applegate had 10. Then on Sunday, the Bears played at East Texas A&M down in Commerce, or over in Commerce, Texas. Falling in that one 68-75. Cam Hunter scored 20 points. Ty Robinson had 16, while Luke Moore and Cole McCormick both scored 11. Up next, the Bears travel over to Nashville, Tennessee to take on Vanderbilt. That one's on Saturday. Tip-off is set for 5:30 p.m. Now let's hear from head coach John Shulman.
First of all, I feel like it's a funeral in here today, so I'm going to uplift everybody today. All right, talking about basketball. You know, talking about what Tony was saying. like learning from your mistakes. We go to East Tennessee State, I don't know, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and we didn't come out with great energy and urgency early, and being on the road and young kids on the road, and we come back to play a Little Rock team that we better start off and we better have some energy early. And I don't know what the deal is at home. Eastern Washington, I think we were up 30-8. That's hard to do. East Illinois, we were up 30-4, and against Little Rock, we were up 35-6. Those are strange starts of games. We threw a punch and we were urgent, and they didn't punch back, and we punched again and again and again and again and again. Almost like actually did have to pull Cam off of somebody, but we were urgent. And we have won 3 big games at home, playing really good. Great deal. East Texas A&M they played at UConn on Friday night. They were down 11 at half. I knew they were good going into the game. We need a tight game. We need to be in the moment. Kind of what Tony's talking about. Tony, no offense, but y'all just won 3 games by 20 at Georgia State. You don't get, you get the win out of that, but you don't feel the game. Like, you have to be in the moment to, I guess in volleyball, like to be 14-14 in the 5th set, be in that moment. Well, we needed to be in the moment, and we were in the moment. And I do think you have to fail I think you have to fail before you succeed. But we were in the moment. We wanted to be punched in the mouth and see how we responded. We were up 3 at half, and tight game in the second half, and they go up 6, timeout. Guys, this is what we came down here for. How do we respond now? And we responded with an 8-0 run, went back and took the lead, and I was like, we just matured. We just got better. I didn't know we were going to miss 9 free throws in the second half. We went 5 for 15 from the foul line in a tight game. You cannot win games that way. We gave up an offensive rebound on a free throw. That, in my book, is you don't deserve to win a game if you give up an offensive rebound on a free throw. That is a cardinal sin. Tony, you talked about free throw line. Our goal, we had 3 non-negotiables. No layups, no free throws, no second shots. I didn't say no threes. You can't take away everything. But if you can take away and play without fouling, we scored 5 points from the foul line yesterday. They scored 19. Ball game. It's a recipe. So young people have limited brain power. I'm just telling you. I said East Tennessee State shot the blood out of it, didn't they? The other night. They made 12 threes. Good God. I said, how many threes did Eastern Washington make when we gave up 65 points and we beat them by 30? 3? No. 5? No. 12. They made the same amount of threes that East Tennessee made. It's the other stuff you got to get rid of. If I'm trying to stop everybody, it's like Golden Corral. Anybody go to Golden Corral? Nothing tastes good. No offense. All right, nothing. You go to a place where the menu is 17 pages long. Everything's just okay. Just love me. It's a hard thing for me to say. Toads Up Bucks is no longer. But you go there and get a good steak. Everything else, average. A great steak. You have to be good at something defensively. You can't take away everything. And we have to learn that. And a very valuable lesson yesterday is if we can play without fouling, then we're in great shape. If we can make some free throws, we got to make free throw shooting important without making it important. I can make it a big deal, and it will become a really big deal for us. And I cannot do that. So we got to quietly make it a big deal. And we will. Our guys were hurting, but the game did get, the game, it was great for us yesterday. Great for us. Not the result, It was a 2-point game. Gosh, oh my, 2-point game with a minute to go. And, you know, it's interesting. You go on the road in the Southland, those aren't our officials. And we got some tough breaks along the way, but you're going to get tough breaks along the way. So we were in position to win the game, should have won the game, didn't win the game, learn from it, move on. Easy schedule here on out. When you play Vanderbilt in basketball, you don't think they're going to be top 10 in the country. They're top 10 in America. SMU's really good. We'll go down there, John, where you just were. And then we have Kid Day. Thank you, Kristen. We've got Kid Day coming up and play Kansas Christian. So it's been, we're getting better, a lot better. We got, you know, it's interesting. And it's my fault, but I love what we're doing. We start 3 freshmen and played a team yesterday that played 10 players against us, and they were all juniors and seniors. And the coach texted me after the game and says, your freshmen do not play like freshmen or look like freshmen. So, John, stay away from me. I don't want to deal with the portal. We need to retain kids. If we're able to retain kids, this program is going to be really, really special. If we're not, then I'm going to look like you. All right, I will have no hair and be less attractive. But I love where we're going with it. Mal did not play. Mal Marable, our starting 5-man, did not play yesterday. Tweaked his ankle in the Little Rock game, so we were down a player. But Parker Applegate got a chance to play and played well. We need our bench to get better. We played guys too much yesterday, but we didn't. We had a tough time with our subs because we were down a really good player. But we're heading in a good direction. CB, we signed from Bryant, was MVP of the Hooping on the Hill. He's really a good player. And then Isaiah Templeton continues to get average about 30 a game, and he's a really good player. So we're excited about where we're going. But just disappointed. We got to learn win on the road. Win on the road, I think, is the toughest thing to do in college basketball. I think it's hard. And but we're getting closer. Any questions whatsoever? Yes, ma'am.
Not a question, but a comment. 2 Euler fans standing right in front of us at the game.
Did you talk to them? You kick them in the back of the head?
They were real loud until it got to be 30 points on our side. That kept getting quieter and quieter. We came back after half, and they were gone.
They were gone. We like that. Did they pay?
Hopefully they were sitting in reserve seats.
So that's good. They paid and they left early. I like that. I like that. Next time, just make sure that they stay for the whole game. That was fun. That was fun. We were relentless. I love the word relentless. We were relentless that night. We were uncommon that night. We need to be relentless and uncommon every night. Now we have 4 days of practice. We got film today. We are going to let them take exams. Nice of us. And then we've got some time to work and put in some stuff. And that's what this week's all about. Vanderbilt will be very difficult. That will be very difficult. Kansas Christian on that next Wednesday in SMU, and then it's time. I mean, we're a third of our schedule through, and so free throws. I'm just going to be honest. We make free throws. We're 6-4, and I am feeling really good about ourselves. We're not 6-4. We're the opposite. We're 4-6, and I don't feel horrible about our team. We're the same team. We just got to make some more winning plays. You make 2 more winning plays, you win that game Sunday. You beat Sanford, and everything's good. Any other thoughts, questions, Dr. Fiddler?
The other day at practice, I asked Cam. I said, "How is it to talk to an 18-year-old?" He just looked at me and said, "Tough," and walked off. He was one of those one time.
Yeah,
but he's just the maturity he's got to look and talk to an 18-year-old the way I can't talk to him. But I thought it was interesting that you said tough.
I would say this. Talking to an 18-year-old 10 years ago is way different than talking to an 18-year-old today. Like there's certain things like COVID. Like I didn't know how to handle COVID because I had no experience in handling COVID. Like, games just getting canceled. Like, Coach, what do we do? I don't know. I've never been through this before. I don't know because I've never heard of that before. How about kids not playing in a bowl game? Opting out to play in a bowl game. How about universities opting out not playing a bowl game? We've never heard of this stuff before. Everything's new. And it makes us uncomfortable because we don't know how to deal with it. And so it's all this stuff. You know, I hate that we're all going through it, but we're all going through it. I'll just name you I always wanted to name Tony Dungy president. Thought it'd fix everything, but I'm not sure. I'm a Tony Dungy fan, Nathan. All right, last one.
How do you as a coach make making free throws as sexy as making All right.
That's a good question.
It's a great question. All free throws do is help you win games.
Exactly.
You know, that's it. So what we're going to do, like I said, if we make it a big deal, it becomes a big deal. And right now in our heads, it's a little bit of a big deal. I mean, it's not like we had bad free throw shooters up here yesterday. Ty missed front end of a 1-on-1. Javion missed 3 in a row. And then Cam's a great free throw shooter. He was like, I'll just join everybody. I'll just miss some too. You know, it's free, like making is contagious and missing is contagious. And so we just need to make sure the first guy goes up there and makes 2, and that will be contagious. But we'll do some different things in practice. Already got my brain wrapped around it. But I cannot and I will not talk about it.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about it to them because it will get, like, your brain is a pretty powerful deal. Yours is, mine's not. All right, but if you had a brain, it's so powerful it can mess you up a little bit. So we're going to do some things in practice without them even knowing, and then we'll figure that thing out there, if that makes any sense. Anything else? If you want to come to Nashville, come to Nashville. I would stay away from the Kansas Christian game at 11 o'clock in the morning, or take some Tylenol before the game. Thank y'all very much.
Last Wednesday was National Signing Day for football. We released the signing of 10 recruits. 9 of them were high school students, 1 was a transfer, and 6 of them were from Arkansas. I'm sure this recruiting trail is still hot. Let's hear from Arkansas Sports Hall of Famer, Coach Nathan Brown.
All right, I got an opportunity to speak today. So a little bit about where we're at, and just echoing some of the things Coach Shulman said. John, I feel for you, man. Honestly. So understand what you're going through, because it's, you get to know these student athletes, invest a lot into them, and they get better opportunities. And for us in football, it's a little different than even any other sport on campus. We're a Division I school, but there's actually a higher level of Division I football. So if you think you've earned that right to get to play that, and there's money opportunities in that, like we've talked about for the last 2 years. It's also a pride thing with football. You get an opportunity to go play FBS. So we're not going to have a B in between the F and the S. We have a C. We're an FCS program. So that's a challenge. It's a challenge for your all-conference players, your talented players, your retention rate with some of those guys that just have that itch to play for something, maybe what they would consider a lifelong goal, as an opportunity, whatever that may be. So it's part of the business, of course. Doesn't make it any easier, I can promise you that. But with every lost opportunity is a gained opportunity. I believe that. Whether that's a player in your program getting an opportunity to move up in the depth chart, or that is an opportunity to bring in a fresh piece to the puzzle for your program. And so that's kind of the dance we do as coaches, is the near impossible task of roster management is tough. It's difficult. I just had exit meetings similar to what all these coaches have at the end of their season. Wrapped those up last week, but our transfer portal doesn't open up till January 2nd. So our kids are going to go home. They're going to probably be around their families, and let's just hope that they don't get messed with, And, I may anticipate a young man being on our team and being back, and he gets different kind of information and decides he may want to test the transfer market. So I feel good about where we're at as far as our retention goes. Last Wednesday we announced 10. We actually signed 14 kids in the National Signing Day. Again, the National Signing Day, at least in football, has lost a little bit of its lust. And why do I say that? Y'all remember how big a deal the first Wednesday of February was about 5 years ago? That was a big deal. That was like what everybody anticipated. You had kids picking out hats and all that junk, and on ESPN and all the different things, and you would work toward that day. Well, it's a little different now. You've got an early sign-up period, December 3rd through 5th, for high school athletes. If they don't sign on the 3rd through 5th, they're not allowed to sign again until the Wednesday before, or the first Wednesday of February. So if you did not sign a high school kid in that time period or those 3 days, then basically you got to put them off till February. And so what's happening between those days and the February signing day is obviously the transfer world, and it's a whole different. That's like a whole different monster in itself. So you got high school recruiting, right? A lot of time, energy, and effort spent on that, by programs. But there's another really kind of an older brother to that high school recruiting now, and that's the transfer world. That's the mid-year guys. That's the immediate impact players that you could go get from other universities or junior colleges. So we're in the thick of that monster period right now. We're in a position where we're spending a lot of time, energy, and effort and hours spent on mid-year impact players. With the high school side of things, we ended up signing 7 from the state of Arkansas. I want to just mention these guys real fast. We'll have an event in February like we always do that I'll go into more depth. We'll watch film on them. I'll show you. I'll be excited about them. But a few of these guys are actually mid-year enrollees. So we've got 6 high school kids that are graduating early. That's becoming more and more common. They met their requirements to graduate early, met the NCAA standards to graduate early and enroll in January as a freshman, basically foregoing their second semester of their senior year. Quarterback Maddox Berry from Morrilton, Arkansas. He's a guy that threw for over 9,000 yards in his career. Dre Walker, tight end from Crockett County, Tennessee. Pretty cool deal with him. He visited us the weekend before signing day, was leaving us to go to Memphis, and found out that the Memphis coach got the Arkansas job, so we kind of fell into him. He had an standing offer from Memphis, found out he wasn't going to get an offer from Arkansas, so he fell to us. He signed early and is going to enroll early with us. Greg Walker, tight end from Crockett County. Hudson Lundberg, offensive lineman from Kansas City, Missouri. Jacob Rathbone, an offensive lineman from Page, Tennessee. So that's 2 mid-year high school linemen you get in. That's massive for offensive linemen. Get a spring semester with them. And then we're bringing in 2 in-state receivers. Josiah Warrior Benson from Robinson High School just won a state championship. He's a big, long kid, 6'4", 205-pound kid. One of their top receivers for that state championship team. And then Katavion Taylor, wide receiver from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Katavion's got a chance to come in and play right away. Very talented young man. From there, we signed some guys of note. 2 running backs that we signed are both Faulkner County kids. Trey Harris from Conway High School. Big get. Guy's been a 1,000-yard rusher for the past 2 years for Conway. Semifinalist for the highest classification, with Conway being one of the team leaders with that program. And then maybe the best maybe one of the most talented running backs in the state, Enoch Hassan from Greenbrier, Arkansas. Excited to get him. Beat a late push on Appalachian State to keep him on board. So that was a big deal for him. So again, very excited about this high school class. Probably will stay around this number. 13 high school signees, may fall into 1 or 2 more that may slip through the cracks. Some guys that maybe we can't touch right now, but maybe get dropped from an offer or commitment that they're in right now because of the transfer portal. So we plan to stay right around this number as far as high school signees go. Plan to probably sign anywhere from 25 to 30 transfers. That's a big number, but that's the world we're in right now. When I say transfers, that's everything from junior college transfers to Division II transfers, to January 2nd, portal period starting, Division I transfers. So what's happening right now is the Division I portal is not open. So anybody that has announced that they're in the portal from the University of Central Arkansas that you may have seen, some of our current players, they're actually not in the portal yet. They're just making a social media post that their plans are or intentions are to get in the portal. So we're not allowed to contact anybody in the Division I world. So we may have a kid we know that or we have an idea that may get in the portal or wants to get in the portal or we're keeping an eye on, but we're not allowed to actually touch that kid, see that kid, talk to that kid until he's entered into the portal January 2nd. So right now, all of our focus is on Division II transfers, which we've had a lot of success with over the last 2 years, 2 or 3 years. David Walker was a Division II transfer. Gary Lewis, our leading sack guy this year, Division II transfer. Jacoby Shell, returning starter at defensive end, Division II transfer. Travion Traylor, starting D tackle, Division II transfer. So we're spending a lot of time on the guys that have entered the portal from a Division II program, as well as not neglecting the junior college level as well. We've had a ton of success with junior college talent over the last few years. Some point of emphasis that we're making. We plan on finding a quarterback or two in the portal. That'll be a point of emphasis over the next 40 to 45 days, as well as offensive linemen and edge rushers. I mean, those are the 3 spots that you need to focus on to probably go try to take this thing to another level. Again, like Coach Shulman said about his team, I mean, we were close in a lot of games. You're a play or 2 away. I think you're a player away. I mean, that's really where we're at, to be 100% honest with you. So our plan and focus is to find those impact players that can fit our philosophy, our style, our mold, and make an impact right away and make us better. But yeah, it's really, honestly, I'm more busy now. I go home later right now than I do during the season, and that's just the way it works. Everybody always like, oh, you're catching a breather, ha ha ha. No, it's not the way this works. I mean, really, the work just started. It's funny because Matt was walking by the other day about 8 o'clock. I don't know what time it was. And he walked in and we were sitting in there, in the staff room. I mean, working. I mean, that's what we do. So we'll take a little break whenever we're not allowed to have visits and people on campus around Christmas time. But January 2nd through about 15th might be as close to hell as a coach can be in. So y'all keep us in your prayers, and it's going to be an absolute chaos. And I excuse my French when I say that, but it's going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving pieces. I'll tell you this: people like JT, people like Scott Breezy, people like Matt, they're working just as hard as we are because it takes a lot to get people in. A lot of transcript evaluations. A lot of people think you just snap your fingers and guys just show up. It doesn't work that way. We've got to do a lot of background work on kids to get them eligible to come, see if they're an option for us. So we're excited about turning this thing around. We're excited about turning this roster over. I feel like we've retained fairly well as far as retention goes. We do have 2 or 3 guys. I mean, somebody asked, I think Dr. Fiddler may ask John, how do you handle someone that enters the portal? Depends on how good they are. That's my response. I mean, did they handle it the right way going out? If they handle it the right way going out and they can add value coming back, then I'll have that discussion with them. If they handle it the wrong way going out, I probably won't handle that well if they want to come back. So some of the guys that have chosen to maybe take that path for me have handled it the correct way. We've had good conversations. I've stayed in touch with them. I'm not one of those coaches that just forgets about you. I'm constant communication and checking on those guys as they're going through the process because I want to help them hopefully get everything they want to out of it. As time has gone on, I have become very numb to it, and that's just the way it felt. But look, it happens. You kind of become callous to it. Again, it's the world we're in. It's kind of just life, so you just move on. And again, with every lost opportunity is a gain. So just keep all of us coaches in your prayers. I know we got some in season right now. They need it. They need it for their health, and I'm not talking about the players' health. I'm talking about y'all's health, their health, but also for John and our groups that we're kind of transitioning and been transitioned into recruiting. So great opportunity for the Bears, but we're looking forward to it. I look forward to. As we go through signing these young men, we will probably announce them along the way. So we're able to sign these junior college kids, Division II kids immediately. So, you know, we get a commitment from a kid today, we'll sign the kid today. And so it's a process that's unique, but it's just kind of the world we're in. So, but then we'll have some sort of event toward the end of this, after the January portal and all that stuff. We'll have some sort of event where we do a good announcement and kind of show off the class that we have and what we accomplished. So, that being said, any recruiting questions, Bobby?
The high schoolers joining us second semester, do they have to take their own way, pay their own bill?
No, sir. They're on scholarship
They
immediately.
will be getting aid.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be getting aid immediately. We essentially treat them like a transfer. I mean, essentially is how we handle that. And you know, that's a plus. I mean, you get to come in and get an extra semester under your belt in the weight room and 15 spring practices. That's a big deal. I obviously don't, you know, require it or whatever. I don't want anybody to lose their last semester of their high school career, but what a good opportunity to steal 6 guys early and come and get in your program. Awesome. I'm gonna turn it over to Matt. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I think it's afternoon, is it? It's afternoon, yeah. It's afternoon. So, how's everybody doing today? Good. Good, that's great. Probably saw some exciting news announced on Friday. Feasibility study was presented at the Board of Trustees meeting, and the location of the planned arena and really some early renderings of what that will look like. So, very excited about that. For those that maybe haven't seen that yet, here at the north end of our football stadium is the location we're planning to build that arena. So think 30 feet off the north end zone, turn the court east and west, and just excited about what that means. So we're entering into design phase and looking forward to that next challenge and where that takes us, and appreciate Dr. Fiedler, appreciate the board's support of this important project and just what it means for our athletic department, for our programs, for the university, but also this community, this region, this state. And so excited about the potential it has, and more information to come there. So happy to answer any questions. Here we get to the end of that, or say after Dr. Fiedler, you have something?
Yeah, I did, not another question, but when you see this in another year, or really about 9 months, and see what this facility really looks like rather than that schematic that we had there, this is taking the whole university, taking the city of Conway, taking the state to a whole different level of what we can offer. If you've ever been to Ole Miss and you seen the stadium and seen how the Letterman's Club is there, where they have the outside patio and the dining and everything inside behind the glass, that is pretty much a smaller replica of what it is, but that's what it is, and that is just really neat. But then you turn around and look north, down onto the basketball court that had sugar bears on it, that had the basketball court, and to see the layout of the new design of what a basketball arena looks like now. It's you're going to have that school that's north of the tunnel, and you're going to have us, and you've got another one that's going to be stuck over in the northeast corner of the state. And so UCA is going to be right there with the best.
Yeah. That's great, Dr. Fiedler. I would echo. You know, it's a transformative project, and again, the impact to athletics is incredible. But when you talk about the impact of this university, our community, region, this has got a chance to be a focal point on our campus, and just excited about what it means, again, not just for athletics, but for UCA, this region, Central Arkansas, and I hope everyone had a chance to look at those renderings and kind of see what we're looking at proposed there in that north end.
And the other thing, how good it's going to be for recruiting.
That's right.
You're going to see players come up and see what 1A football, 1A basketball, and offices for the coaches and the locker rooms and everything to see. Well, yeah, I could be there. I could stay there 4 years.
In other
4 years. 4 years.
Yeah, no doubt. Exciting time. David.
Well, this was the dope time.
Yeah, you know, so we're going into design phase. I think you're looking at another 6 to 8 months of design phase. In the next, as we go through that, we'll be able to be more concrete on timeline of what that looks like.
Just, a building the size and scope of that, you're talking about a 2-year build. But it's very early right now to be able to say, hey, this is the exact date. We're moving forward, we're advancing quickly, going into the design phase, and I think we'll have, as we get into the summer months, have a little bit more of a concrete picture that we'll be able to share.
Thank you.
What about any other questions about? Yes, Dave.
I have questions about that, but with the new conference program, medium for all sports, how many teams are actually in that league?
In the United Athletic Conference, when we start July of 2026, there will be 9 teams in that league.
They're all football.
7 of the 9 sponsor football. That's right. So 7 of the 9 sponsor football. And it's, obviously we want to add to that. We want to make sure that we add strategically. There will continue to be multiple conversations about that. But as we start July of 2026, you're looking at 9 teams in the United Athletic Conference. What about any other questions? Yes, mini helmet. I'm going there. All right. So no home events this week. Finals week. So certainly, hoping and wanting our student athletes to be able to focus on that and do their best to wrap up this fall academic semester. Mini helmets. We mentioned this last week. The end of the year giving opportunity through the Purple Circle. If you join, renew, or increase your giving in December, the month of December, we're providing these to all donors that do that. So you can kind of see. Here's the official mini helmet here, a replica of the purple that was introduced this year. So if you want to take advantage of that, please reach out to Cody or Morgan in our development office, and certainly appreciate your support and the impact it has on our program. So, and I believe there's a couple other helmets in the back if anybody wants to see them as well. All right, let's have a great week. Go Bears, go Sugar Bears. Air claws up.